Wild One finding more though. Wild One won it. But it's Ennard the last 100. But Ennard won it. And it will show Mundo's going to win it. Well, to our SuperSport viewers on DSTV, your World of Champions, a warm welcome to the 2018 running of the Eland Gold Cup, a grade 3 for a stake of 1,250,000 Rand, where South Africa's premier staying athlete is going to be crowned. On behalf of Sheldon Peters and myself, it's a very good afternoon to you. And Terry Spargo will be doing duty, international caller. He's in the commentary box. Really nice to have him come down and call the 2018 running of the Eland Gold Cup. Sheldon, it's an exciting race. It's all about tactics, pace, and we'll go around the winning post twice. But we've had a fantastic field that have taken their place here. These are the country's best stayers.
Year in and year out, they prep them 3,200 meters. The high octane kicks in. We look for a special stayer. We got last year's defending champion, Hermoso Mundo. He's had a pleasing comeback, an interesting comeback. And yes, they prepped them. Lovely staying event, 3,200. It's a grade 3, the Eland Gold Cup. But never mind, the stake's still there, 1.25 million Rand. Let's take a full go.
Horse number 4, Hermoso Mundo. I'm glad you touched on him first, Sheldon, because he is the Equus champion stayer, winning the big 3 last season, which was the Gold Bowl, the Gold Fars, and the Gold Cup. And he's had a super prep, this horse. He's had 3 runs coming back from a break, and he'll be primed for this race, wouldn't he be?
Yes, 100%. And like I mentioned earlier and during the week, a very interesting prep. Usually after a long absence, these stayers, they bring them over 16 or 1800. They stuck him straight in the bowl over 3,200. He came back 3 lengths behind Letter Train. He was almost 30 lengths behind at the 800. They then went for a pinnacle over 2,400 meters. So a very interesting prep. After many months off the Summer Cup, he ran 6th. He ran 2nd to Walter Smoothly. He looks absolutely smashing. Heard from Wyoming, he's as well as he can get him, if not better than last year. So he's a year older. He's a stronger Ideal World. He's out of Fitzcarralda mare, Escalita Fitz, who we know did exceptionally well. And this is a horse that you can never rule out. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back-to-back Ds.
Yep, that was my question next, Sheldon. You know, it's a difficult race to win 2 in a row. He's the 2017 champion. Can he make it 2018? Well, in black and white, he's had a super prep. He's the Equus champion, and he's got Bernard Fade up, number 4, Hermoso Mundo. When it comes to the betting market with number 4, Hermoso Mundo, well, on Tab Gold, he's paying 7 Rand 30 for a win and 1 Rand 80 for a place. He's currently the second betting choice behind the top one, which is the favorite, number 2, It's My Turn. There's just 9 minutes to go before the off, and we've had a nice look at number 4, Hermoso Mundo, as horses now just leaving the parade ring. And this is now out of the hands of the trainer, out of the hands of the owners. They've done their job. It's now up to jockey and horse, isn't it?
100% right. The trainers have done their job. Now they've got to leave it on the track. The grooms and the jockey, they're the last people now moving down the chute. The groom will lead the horse down, so he's very important at this stage just to make sure the horse is nice, cool, calm, and collected. There's our horse, One Direction, and that's where we're leading. So a lot of value there for the SuperSport viewers joining us. Number 12, One Direction. And the Justin Snate team have had an outstanding season. They've run 1, 2, 3 in the Vodacom Durban July. And could he run 1, 2, 3 in the Eland Gold Cup?
Well, it's a decent crowd that have come to the track this afternoon on Eland Gold Cup Day, and really nice to see that most of these horses were nice and relaxed. Nothing phases them in the parade ring. I didn't see any horse that misbehaved. All of them were turned out superbly well, and there they've been let out of the chute.
100% right. Like you mentioned, the trainers, they've done their job. They've been turned out well. The horses have been well behaved, and now they've just got to leave it on the track.
Well, it's the way of champions down the chute. We're at the Theatre of Champions, which is Greyville Racecourse. Horses are making their way on the track for the parade ring. And a big warm welcome to international caller Terry Spargo.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Runners are moving onto the track for The Elan Gold Cup over 3,200 metres. Number 1, Made to Conquer, is ridden by Pierre Stridham. Dark Moon Rising, number 7, is the next we see, ridden by Keegan DeMilo, who's putting up a ½ kilo over. Number 2, It's My Turn, the ruling favourite, 3 Rand 90 for the win, and showing a very skinny 1 Rand 10 for the place. Let It Rain, number 3, is ridden by Brandon Lorena. 4, last year's winner, Hermosa Mundo, ridden by Bernard Fadeherb. With the outrider, Strath Don, number 6, Richard Fury. Number 5, Witchcraft, Raymond Danielson. Wild Wicket, number 8, also with a pony, the rider Mark Kahn. 11, Desert Wisdom, is ridden by Matthew Thackeray. One Direction, Craig Zaki. Street Weaver, Muzi Yenny, with the yellow cap. Royal Utopia, Jared Penny. Ballymain, Carl Zechner. So the runners on their way to the start. The Elan Gold Cup, 3,200 metres, a prize pool of 1.5 million rand, and post time 5 minutes away. It's My Turn at 390 for the win, and 110 for the place is the ruling favourite.
Yeah, you couldn't fault any horse down on the way down to the start. Most of them taken down quietly. It's just to stretch those legs and warm them up. They're going 3,200 meters. It's all about stamina, luck in running, tactics from the jockeys. And we didn't compare notes, both Sheldon and myself, but we're both in the camp of what we think could be the value in the race. Number 12, One Direction, and he looks superb in the parade ring, and Craig Zaki will ride him 52.5, draw 1. In black and white, and if you do the math, the weight turnaround with a few horses in this race, he must have a serious winning chance.
Yes, and during the week there was some 16 to 1 available at a few of the functions we did, so the value was certainly there. Even at 9 Rand 10 the win and 1 Rand 80 the place. This is a horse who's got the right weight, he's got the pole position draw. 3 runs back, 3.5 lengths to Made to Conquer. He's some 7 kilograms better off. 4th to It's My Turn from a 13 out of 14 draw in the Vase. 1 kg better off over the 3,000 meter trip. Draw swing around. Lots to like about One Direction. I know at one stage the Snaith team thought that he was a horse with a lot of ability and he'd win his fair share. He's only a 2-time winner, but perhaps this is what he's been crying out for, the staying test of stamina. He looked absolutely spot on today. And I'm just thinking that this is a horse from that inside gate, and with 52.5 on his back, Craig Zaki's going to try and give him a confident ride. He's a horse who likes to race up handy. He might make the rest of them carry their weight here.
I must touch on the colours of owner Mr. Michael Leaf, who's invested so much into the game. I think Greyville owes him one. He went down in an objection, the Vodacom Durban July a few years back with Wiley Hall. It was lost in the boardroom. And maybe this could be the race that could, bring him some justice. Greyville does owe him, does that on a horse like One Direction. This could be the swan song.
There you can see One Direction moving around. He's just making himself a little bit lighter now, but the turf is there. Michael Leaf, he's obviously had that big moment there when they crossed the line. He celebrated. The objection was taken away. And this will be a saving grace if One Direction can win. They can go onto the track. They can kiss the turf. They can get there, get something back.
Yep, let's go to It's My Turn, who is the top one, the favourite in the Elan Gold Cup, and many will agree that he is a worthy favourite. He didn't win for some time when he won the Track and Ball Derby. He followed that up with a fluent win in the Gold Fast. The first time he went 3,000 metres, superbly turned out.
Wow factor. Look at him go down to the gates there. Anton Marcus got him on a loose rein. His head's halfway down. He's loafing. You can see his legs are like pistons. They're ready to stretch out. He's got that action about him. No doubt the horse to beat. He came to KZN. He won the Derby King. He won the Vase in scintillating fashion. Anton Marcus looking for the hat-trick. And more importantly, the merit rating from a 108 down to a 106. Well weighted. Everything's gone perfect. He's had the ideal prep. There you can see stock still. He's standing. Anton Marcus just doing the final adjustments. Checks everything right. His draw, everything's going to be in his favor. We saw his last run. He came to the outside rail. We saw Socrat go from the in to the outside. There they're just pulling his legs. They're stretching the legs, making sure the girth's loose and not pinching and everything. So the final adjustments are being made. He's a worthy favorite. They all have to beat him. Although we've gone with One Direction as the value in the race, It's My Turn for Dean Kannemeyer. Dean Kannemeyer, world class. Anton Marcus, world class. He's a dynasty. Everything is there for number 2, It's My Turn. He's run in the July before 2 years back behind Marinaresco. In the big one, the Vodacom Durban July, 1.4 lengths behind. He's run behind Whiskey Baron, and now it's his time to shine.
Yeah, just lending a new dimension to his training career moving forward, the fact that he stays. And I suspect that they found a new method of riding this horse. Maybe when it's time to run at the business end of the race, just keep him away from horses, and that's when he seems to bring out his best. That's what he's done his last 2 starts, Track and Ball Derby, Gold Vase. They've kept him away from horses, and he's just ran away from the opposition. Hermoso Mondo, we have to give a big mention to him, the defending champion. Ideal prep, won the big 3 in the staying races last season. Can he defend the title and make it back-to-back, Sheldon?
I say yes. He's a horse who carries only 3 kilograms more. He's had a very interesting prep. He came back from a lengthy absence after the 26th of November. He came out on the 5th of May in the Gold Bowl over 3,200. 28 lengths back, beaten 3 lengths at the post. We know the winner on that occasion went 10, 15, 18 lengths clear. But the fact that they ran him in a 3,200 suggested that he was doing well back home and he was fit as a fiddle. Then the 2,400, he looked magnificent. He's been here before. He looks a winner in the preliminaries. He went down exceptionally well. I could not fault number 4, Hermoso Mondo. And if you couldn't think of a better prep for him, those 2 staying distance races and into another one. Bernard Fado rides him, and certainly an interesting prep. And I think this distance, we're going to see the best out of him.
And if you have a look at jockey and horse stats, a rider that's partnering a horse, 2 jockeys stand out. Anton Marcus on It's My Turn, unbeaten in 2 rides. And then we go on to number 6, Stratton. 3 from 3, the combination of Fourie and Stratton for the Fosters, who's bred this individual and also race him in their colors. In the next race, which is our Grade 1 Champions Cup, we'll actually see the half-brother called Tapenard take his place. So well done to the breeders and the owners for having 2 runners in 2 serious races on Ilan Property Group Gold Cup Day. His last start from the draw, he was in a hopeless position. That was not his run. He's better drawn today. That's certainly not going to be wasted. He's one of the big runners in the race. Certainly
is. That last run, he was left out in the open at the back of the field. His penultimate run, 3.5 kilograms better off with Made to Conquer.
Well, the amber lights on. They are loading in the 2018 Ilan Gold Cup. It is a Grade 3. And let's hand over to our race commentator for the afternoon, Terry Spargo.
So Royal Utopia walks up into the line. Dark Moon Rising, Wild Wicket and One Direction have been loaded. Here's Strathdon about to come up, followed up by One Man Show. Hermoso Mondo, who won the race 12 months ago, walks up into the line. Made to Conquer goes in. Ballymain has been loaded. Kitty's Destiny walks up towards an outside gate, and Let It Rain goes in. Now there's Desert Wisdom drawn on the outside, and Sheet Weaver walking up into the line. So they're just about ready to run. Gates fly. They're racing in the Elan Gold Cup, and they jumped in a good line. One Direction near the rail, one of the first away. Let It Rain in the centre, and Dark Moon Rising.